Let's explain tax and tax refunds in Taiwan. Hi guys, hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And thank you so much for tuning back to yet another video. So as you can see from the title of the video, we are going to be explaining tax and tax refunds in Taiwan. So why am I doing this video is because there are a lot of people who have information about tax, but I do feel like there aren't a lot of people who know exactly what to do and how to go about the tax. So I'm just going to debunk everything and tell, because I almost did not file for my tax returns this year because of what people were telling me, and then I decided to just go to the immigration office. I decided to go to the tax bureau and then ask them what I had to do, and I was quite surprised that I had to file for my tax returns for this year and get my refund. So okay, I'm just going to start by saying Taiwan, the accounting period, which is the time frame they use for financial reporting, is from January, the 1st of January to December 31. So this is where they get to do all their finances, and tax falls and within those months. Okay, so this applies to people who work in Taiwan. If you work as a teacher or you're an expert working in a different field. I think even teachers who work at a private school, they still pay their taxes. So it does not matter if you're in a public school or a private school, you're still going to pay your taxes. Okay, so I'm just going to make an example with we're going to go with, let's say you come here in January. So let's start there. You come here in January, you start working, you are going to get taxed 18% of your salary. All right, so they're going to tax you 18% 483 days, which is 6 months. Okay, so for 6 months you are going to be taxed 18%, and then the amount is going to reduce after you have stayed in the country for 183 days. It's going to reduce to like what, 6%? It's going to reduce to 6%. Okay, so 6 months, let's say you arrive in January, 6 months is going to be January, February, March, April, May, June. That is going to be your 183 days. And then from July up until December, you are going to get tax that amounts to 6%. So no longer the 18%, right? And then you are going to file for this tax return. Let's say the year is 2021. So you're going to file for 2021's tax returns when the following year in 2022 in May. I hope I'm making sense. So I'm just trying to make this video short. I hope I'm making sense. So first year, which is 2021, you work from January to June, you get taxed 18%, and then from July to December you get taxed 6%, and then you work again 2022 January to February, you get taxed again, but the money that now you are being taxed, you're only going to get the refund that following year, which is 2023. Guys, I hope I'm really trying my best to explain this as easy as I can. So now it's 2022, right? Remember you got taxed last year, January to June. Now it's 2022 May. That's when the filing starts. You go to the tax bureau, or you can do it on your phone, and then you file, and then you're going to get that amount now in 2022. Let's say you're going to get a return of 10,000. You're going to get your return in August, okay? And then you work this year, you're going to get your tax return the following year. Okay, all right. Now this is what was confusing. Okay, let's say you arrive in April. Now you did not arrive in January. So what's going to happen is that you are still going to be taxed 18% because you need to have stayed 183 days in the country, right? So let's say you arrive in April, May, June, July, August, September. So for those months you are going to be taxed how much? 18%. And then November, December, your salary is going to be taxed the 6%. And then you're gonna go back to 18% January, because now it's the start of a new financial accounting year. I hope I'm making sense, guys. So you arrive in April, May, or March, you did not arrive in January, you are still going to get taxed 18% for 183 days. For those months, which is 6 months, you are going to get taxed 18%. And then the following year, January, everyone goes back to how much? 18%. Okay? And then what happens now if you arrive in September? You arrive in September that year, you're going to be taxed 18% for September, November 18%, December 18%, right? And then that's the end of the financial period. So you're going to be taxed 18, 18, 18, right? But December, the accounting period ends. And then January now comes, you work again, January 18%. It's a new year. You forget about the other year, the previous year. So now you were taxed 18%. You're not going to get back the refund from that year because you had stayed for less than 183 days. I hope I'm making sense. Let's say current year, you arrive towards the end of the year or maybe 5 months before. You're unfortunately going to be taxed 18%, but because you stayed in the country for that current accounting period, you are going to be taxed 18% for those 5 months. And then now when the new accounting period starts, which is January, you are still going to be taxed 18% for 183 days. I hope I'm making sense, because this is the part that is confusing for most people. People are saying, I've been taxed since I got here, I've been taxed for 11 months, 18%. When is my percentage going to reduce? And it's only going to reduce now in the new accounting period, because the previous one, they don't count it because you had stayed for less than 183 days. So you need to have stayed in the country for 183 days. All right, so here's another thing that is confusing for people is that people are going to say, so I stayed 100 days. Let's say your 100 days are in August or they're in June. Yeah, let's say your 100 days are in June, and then July, it's summer vacation, you decide to go to South Africa or go to another country. And then when you come back in the country, people will tell you that, you've lost your tax refund. You're not going to get your tax refund because you left the country. And no, you are not going to lose your tax refund if you are still going to accumulate 183 days. So when they count your tax, they will say, okay, in June 31 or June 30, you had stayed in the country for 100 years, not 100 years, sorry, 100 days, and then you left the country for 20 days, you came back and then stayed for the rest of the 83 days. So you are still eligible for your tax refund if you stayed in the country only for 183 days, okay? The ones who do not get their tax refund are those people who between January and December, their stay in the country does not amount to 183 days. But if you had if you've been in the country between January and December and your days are 183 days, regardless whether you went to another country, came back if you exit and come back, you're still eligible for your tax refund. Okay? So the only people who can't get their refund are those people who within January to December have less than 183 days. Okay? And they're still going to be taxed 18% the following January. So let's say December, this current year, December is the 5th month, right? Maybe let's say you stayed here 150 days. So for the current period, you don't have 183 days, so you're going to be taxed 18%. And then the following accounting period, which is from January, you're going to stay 183 days and you're still going to be taxed 18%. So that's why you'll feel like, I've been taxed for so much, and so you need to have stayed in the country. I'm going to emphasize, you need to have stayed in the country for 183 days, even when you go to file. So they have your record in the system. So the first day you entered the country, it's going to show. And then, because with me, I had went to before, like during that accounting period last year. I came here in April, and then I left in July. I went on a vacation, and then I came back. I went on a vacation again. So on my text, when I was doing my filing, it said I arrived on this date, and then I went out. So the days that you were out, they don't count them to make the 183 days. I hope I am making sense. But please, if you're an expert here in Taiwan and you understand tax better, and you feel like there's things that I did not mention, please do comment down below. And also, if you have more questions, just go on their website and try to ask your colleagues as well, ask your coordinators. And yeah, but I think the best thing, just go to the tax bureau, because I went to ask for questions and I was like, okay, turns out I am eligible for a refund. So just go there, ask for yourselves, ask your friends, but bottom line is just get the information from the right people. I hope this video is going to be of help to those people who need it. And yeah, please keep safe and stay well. Goodbye.